Heaven is about to remove someone from your life permanently. And this is not just a coincidence you're sensing. This is your confirmation. If you're watching this right now, it's because your spirit already knows what your heart is trying to deny. There's a release happening, one that doesn't need your permission, only your awareness. Archangel Michael is speaking clearly now, and this message is for you, directly. You've been holding on, haven't you? Hoping they'll change. Praying that they'll finally see your worth. Waiting for the version of them they showed you in the beginning to come back. But what if I told you that heaven already made a decision about this connection long before you even realized something was off? What if the delay you're feeling isn't punishment, but divine positioning? This person, this connection, this emotional weight, they've been warned spiritually. And they chose not to shift. They were given moments to correct their energy, to realign with truth, to show up in purity. And instead, they chose ego. They chose avoidance. They chose silence when their voice was needed most. That's why heaven is stepping in. This removal is not out of anger. It's not out of spite. It's out of protection. Heaven removes with precision. It does not always explain, but it never makes mistakes. When someone is being removed permanently, it is because their presence has become a threat to your elevation. They may not even realize it, but their energy, their choices, their spiritual agreements, they're no longer compatible with your divine assignment. You've been asking for peace. You've been praying for clarity. You've been yearning for progress. And this person, knowingly or unknowingly, has been anchoring your soul to an outdated version of yourself. That's why the air feels heavier around them. That's why your spirit tenses even when your heart says it still cares. Because your soul sees what your emotions can't. Their presence has expired. Their season in your life is done. Archangel Michael says this is not rejection. It is sacred redirection. You are not being abandoned. You are being advanced. You are not being punished. You are being protected. What's happening is not an accident. It is spiritual surgery. And though it may ache at first, the healing that comes afterward will bring peace that finally makes sense. If this person is still lingering in your life, through texts, memories, mixed signals, or emotional confusion, understand this. Heaven has already started the detachment process. That's why they feel distant even when they're near. That's why their words no longer land the same. That's why the connection feels like a shadow of what it once was. They are being spiritually muted. Their access to your energy is being revoked not because you failed them, but because they failed to honor the sacred space you offered. They tried to treat a divine soul like an option. And now, the gates are closing. You may be tempted to reach out again. You may feel the urge to fix what is already broken. But understand this clearly. Heaven does not make room for confusion where clarity is destined. You are on the brink of breakthrough. And this removal is the doorway. Let go. Release. Surrender the outcome. Stop chasing signs that are no longer aligned. Because when heaven removes someone permanently, it always replaces that void with someone who carries light, truth, and honor. But that replacement can't arrive while you're still clinging to expired energy. Archangel Michael wants you to hear this. You are not crazy for feeling the shift. You are not imagining the distance. You are not wrong for sensing that something spiritual is happening. Trust your discernment. Heaven has been whispering the truth for weeks. In your dreams, in your gut, in those moments of stillness when their name no longer brings peace. This is a divine exit, a holy detachment, a sacred closing of the chapter. And it must happen for your next elevation to begin. You've done all you could. You showed up with love. You offered grace. You forgave even when it broke you. But now heaven is saying, enough. Step back. Let go. And watch what comes when you stop trying to hold together what was meant to fall apart. The blessing is not in their return. The blessing is in your release. And once you fully surrender this person, you'll feel a weight lift. You'll breathe deeper. You'll begin to hear your own soul again. Because their energy has been clouding your clarity. And heaven cannot deliver the next instruction until this interference is gone. Comment below, Amen 144, if you feel this message touching your spirit right now. Let this be your signal to the universe that you are ready for release, that you are open to the shift, that you trust what heaven is doing, even if it breaks your heart for a moment. Because in the breaking comes the blessing. You may still love them. You may always have a soft spot for who they were to you. But love does not mean permission. And memories are not contracts. You can honor what was and still allow what is. And what is now is change. Spiritual change. Sacred separation. Let them go. If their presence was a test, you've passed. If their absence is the lesson, you're learning. Either way, your soul is graduating. And with that, your future is being rearranged. If this message resonated deeply, share it. Someone you know may be holding on when they need to be letting go. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Miracle Code for more messages like this. Messages that speak directly to your journey, your healing, and your elevation. Like this video if you're claiming the spiritual shift, and let the comments section be your declaration. Heaven is removing them because it's time. Let it happen. You're not losing. You're being freed. The next chapter doesn't need their name on it. And you? You're about to walk into peace you've never known. Let the removal complete itself. You don't need to interfere. You just need to release. Type Amen 144 if you're choosing divine peace over emotional confusion. And remember, the detachment is protection. And the silence? It's sacred. Stay strong. Stay surrendered. And stay in alignment. Because heaven never removes without reason or reward.